funny, and it's everybody's favorite day of the week. The day of the week when we ask ourselves, does this thing really work? This brand new product just released. It's called the Swirl and Style Tie-Dye Studio. And even though they show like 9-year-olds on the box, I would like to think that this is for all ages, because I don't know about you guys, I love tie-dye. I love wearing tie-dye and I love doing tie-dye, and I'm always really interested in these possible devices that can make the tie-dyeing process easier, because if you are ancient like I am, you might remember that tie-dyeing, it used to be a process. You would have to get this stuff called soda ash, and you used to have to soak whatever you were gonna tie-dye in soda ash for I think like 6 hours before you could even start the actual tie-dyeing process. Like, it kind of used to be an all day, or like you'd have to like split it up over several days process. Thankfully, all of these companies, I think they started mixing all of the necessary tie-dye ingredients in the dye itself so that you wouldn't have to do all of these like crazy processes that would take forever to do. So I think that this is gonna make the tie-dyeing process even easier, because not only do you get all of these little convenient bottles of pre-mixed dye, I think they're pre-mixed, it's also all self-contained in this really cool looking globe. Let's go ahead and open up the box and see what we're gonna get inside. It says that you can create over 30 color combinations. Certainly that doesn't mean that you get 30, like you can make 30 products. I guess they mean that they're just gonna teach you 30 different tie-dye designs, because I don't think that there's gonna be enough dye in here to do like 30 separate projects, but who knows? Ew, I've got a rubber glove. Everyone needs these right now, right? 2 rubber gloves. Oh my God, the generosity. So this product right now is only available on Target. You can't even get it on Amazon or anything, which is a little bit of a bummer. Oh, instructions. Will I read them? I don't know. Also, I'm filming this on 3 different cameras today. We've got the eye in the sky, the up closey wosey, and then the normal one here. So, should I read the instructions? To be determined. Oh yeah, I should read the instructions. Can I do it without reading the instructions? That's like a challenge I like to challenge myself with. Look, it can be done. I don't know why I'm like that. I'll tell myself how to use the product incorrectly. I have a base. So this is what we start off with. It looks like we're gonna have 6 different bottles of dye. Here is that mess. Ooh, okay, the bottles are teeny tiny. I'm gonna go ahead and just dump it all out. Why not? This is what I'm most interested in, the globe. I'm actually surprised with the amount of dye that they do include, because they give you 12 of these like pre-measured, pre-packaged things of dye. The different colors of dye that we get are blue, orange, green, yellow, and purple. Then we get 6 different little bottles, and we also get over here, which I'm about to assemble, a paper funnel. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna use this, because right over there I have some little plastic funnels that was actually sent to me in Swamp Family Mail, but they do give you this paper funnel, but to pour the little like sand dye into the dye bottles, since they are so tiny. You also get a bunch of rubber bands, and there's like these 2 little stations on each end, and I think that this is to put your rubber bands in. Last but not least, the pièce de résistance is the actual orb itself, which I think this thing looks so interesting. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so interesting. The really cool thing about this ball is there are these little rubberized points on there, and I didn't even see, they're actually like kind of sealed. You can shove the dye bottles in there, and that is actually how you tie-dye the shirt. So that is a big portion of how this is mess-free, is you just squirt the dye into the ball instead of like just, you know, all over the shirt and whatever. So the other thing is you can also spin and place the ball horizontally or vertically. I think I'm gonna do it vertically because that to me looks the coolest, but You can do it either way. So what I'm gonna be dyeing today, you guys, I am so excited about because it is a garment of clothing that I am actually gonna wear. So I hope it turns out cute. I found a deep V-neck shirt. Okay, I moved everything else to the side. It is time to make the dye. So they say that you need warm water, and I honestly got it pretty hot. I wanted it to be as warm as possible because I think that that is gonna make the dye dissolve best and hopefully give us the richest color possible. What you do is cut a corner of this dye packet like so. Dump it in the funnel. First color I'm making is blue, and hopefully y'all will be able to see there is a very faint fill line on here, and that is where you pour water up to. I almost overfilled. But I think I ended up getting it just right. And then they say to screw the cap on here, you're supposed to shake it up for 30 seconds. So everything is all closed. Now let's shake, shake, shake the dye, shake the dye, shake the dye. Oh, this is red. I thought this was orange. All right, you guys, I'm gonna speed through and make the other colors of dye, and then we will move on to the next step. I thought what we should do next is actually prep our t-shirts. So they want you to pre-wash whatever you're gonna dye, which I did a couple of days ago. I just washed it once I got it from the mail. But it is supposed to be damp when you dye the garment. So I just went and took it into the shower and I got it all nice and damp with warm water. Here are the guidebooks that you get. They do give you 2 guidebooks, so I think technically this would be 30 designs, but it's basically telling you the same thing twice, like how to swirl or crumple and apply the bands to give you a different look. Those suggestions are the same on each pamphlet, and the only difference is they tell you like different colors to mix and use. So on one sheet for this double swirl method, they show them using blue and yellow dye. This one is also the double swirl, but they show them using purple and orange dye instead. And I'm kind of torn. I should have bought more than one shirt, honestly, so that I could have tested a bunch of different colors. Now, they do say that you can use the dye within 3 days of making it. I don't know what happens after 3 days, but they just say the dye lasts for 3 days. I think I'm gonna attempt this double swirl method right here, the one that I just showed you guys, because I've never tried that type of tie-dye before. I've done these other ones where I describe it as like a mummy sort of wrapping. It looks like a good old sarcophagus to me. I think since we're gonna be enclosing it in the ball, the pattern might turn out cooler if we can crumple the shirt down smaller than what I normally do. Now they show this design 2 different ways with 2 different placements of the rubber band. Kind of wonder like how big of a difference does that make? I guess you would be exposing the shirt to more dye. I also thought it was kind of interesting that all the designs they show, they actually show like the shirt being completely saturated with dye and no white spaces left over. And I don't think I've ever had a shirt that I tie-dyed turned out like that. I feel like there's always like some white space left over somewhere. Let me go ahead and plop our shirt on the table here. Maybe this is a little too damp. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've tie-dyed. I don't think I've tie-dyed anything since last year's tie-dye gadget we tested out. Did you guys remember that one where it was like the string method? That one didn't work out too well, so fingers crossed that we're gonna get some better results with this. I'm gonna grab in the chesticle area, and I guess I'm gonna give it like 2 twists like this. Okay, that looks like a warped cinnamon roll. They wrap 2 bands like this, and then 2 bands going the other way. So it's basically 2 bands going horizontally and 2 bands going vertically. Time to place it in the orb. All snug as a bug. And then there are these yellow screw caps. So you go ahead and screw those in place first. Then you insert it into this turquoise little handle bit. There we go. Only one step left, which is to attach these pink caps. Each of these caps has this little hexagonal shape on the top, which goes with this handle, kind of almost like a screwdriver type thing. You place the pink cap on the end here, and then you have to put the screwdriver in there, I guess, and oh, there we go. It does get easier with practice. You can set it like this if you want to dye it horizontally or vertically. I think you can just set it like that. It is finally time to dye. I think I'm gonna do it predominantly purple, orange, and green. I'm gonna try and make it look kind of like Halloween colors. And then maybe to blend those colors, we'll add a little bit of yellow. Let's start out with orange. All right, there we go. Let's spin it to the other side and try and locate the purple dye. You really do kind of have to like really squeeze the bottle so that it disperses the color. Let's get some green. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's kind of harder to get the dye to work in these bottom areas. Let me go ahead and add some yellow. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on there. I don't 100% understand why they say to turn it and spin it like this, even though I have to admit that is kind of what attracted me to the design of this product. Is I thought it was so cool to be able to like squirt the dye in here and then mix it around, but it is kind of difficult to get it to crank. It doesn't really spin that freely, and as I'm sure you guys can see, like it's changing nothing. Let's add more green up here, making sure I'm grabbing the right bottle. Oh my god, I said Halloween and now it looks like Mardi Gras. It would be better if you could spin the shirt somehow once it's encased in the ball, and then like you'd be able to squirt the dye in different ports and hit different parts of the shirt. I need to hit like this part right here. How do I do that? There's no port and the twisting isn't changing anything. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try and detach this. Let's see if it helps me out to look at this from a different direction. Yeah, okay, that kind of worked. I'm making a big old dang mess, so hopefully orange and purple are gonna look good together. I squirted purple right on top of green. I don't know if that's gonna look too good. Maybe I'll add a little bit more yellow, because I feel like yellow is kind of a color that can only add joy to a situation and never messes anything up. There, oh, well, you guys. That's why they say an apron. Let me clean this up. Oh, I have a towel right here. Oh my god. That was ridiculous. I think we have done enough dyeing for one day. I'm gonna go ahead and spin it around. I don't 100% know why I'm doing this. We leave it sitting here inside of this orb for 8 hours. If you're doing this at a party or a sleepover or something, they say, of course, that you can transfer the t-shirt out, put it into a plastic baggie, let it sit in the plastic bag overnight, and then you can load another shirt in the orb. That way you don't have to like wait 8 hours in between each person. All right, you guys, it's 5:30 the next day, so this thing has been sitting for way longer than 8 hours, but I thought, hey, why not let it sit as long as possible, and maybe it'll really soak up all of the dye, and we'll get some awesome vibrant tie-dye colors. Also, I stayed up very, very late last night, so I did sleep in today, and I just enjoyed myself a hearty meal of frozen pepperoni pizza. So now we are gonna unscrew this thing, and I guess I'm a little bit nervous because they did say some dye could be in the bottom, so I guess they were advising to like be cautious when you first like untwist this thing and lift it out, because I guess that's one of the very few times that this thing could be like a little bit more messy. So let's see if, no, okay, it doesn't seem to be leaking at all, which is awesome. So I'm actually gonna just go ahead and take it outside just like this. Now, I did come in the middle of the night and check on this thing, and I honestly should have just filmed a clip. You can maybe see a little bit of it still, but I guess I used really hot dye and a hot shirt. Oh, ooh, it is dripping now. Yes, be careful when you lift this thing out because it can indeed drip. Anyway, I came in here and you could barely see the shirt because the whole ball was like so steamy in there. So maybe you guys can see a couple of drips of condensation still in there, but I'm very excited to do a reveal for this thing. It looks like it turned out pretty cool. I don't know, it looks like some of the colors ran together, but hey, it's tie-dye. It's not meant to be perfect. I've never used this particular brand of dye before, so I'm not sure how likely it is to stain, so I'm gonna play it super safe and go wash it outside in the grass. So they do say you're supposed to wash it 3 times before you start combining it in with your regular laundry, and I think that that's true. Tie-dye, especially fresh tie-dye, does have a tendency to fade quite a bit. I have a lot of tie-dye, so normally I have like a whole bundle of tie-dye laundry that I can combine. So that is what I normally do with my like fresher tie-dye pieces so that it doesn't like fade on other things. So let's take it out back. I'm excited to see how it turned out. So like I said, I decided to take the shirt outside to wash it at least for the first rinse, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see a lot of dye running out of the shirt at all. Like even when I was washing it and wringing the shirt together, like the dyed portions of the shirt were touching the white portions of the shirt, and it's like, you know, like it's still like white in some parts and tie-dye in other parts. If that makes any sense, basically what I'm trying to say is the dye really doesn't seem to run a lot. Not like you shouldn't follow the instructions of washing it 3 times before you mix it in with your laundry, but I don't think it's like as messy or as easy to accidentally like dye other pieces of your clothes as the instructions might make it seem. Basically what I'm trying to say is I'm really impressed with how not messy and how super neat this product is overall for tie-dyeing, and I am really, really happy with the results. The only thing that I would do differently is maybe I would not try and like twist and wrap up the shirt so tightly, because as you guys can see in the final product, we have a lot of white spaces where dye, like I was just not able to get dye on the shirt because of where the spots on the ball are. I'm trying to really complicatedly describe tie-dye and how it works, but overall, I'm impressed. Like, I would give this thing 2 huge thumbs up. I think it's very easy to use. It's a lot of fun, and I think it's pretty sturdy as well, because I don't even want to admit how many times I have accidentally dropped this ball on this hardwood floor and it's not broke or cracked or anything. And I was shocked that even like the rubber bands seem to be reusable. Everything's kind of stuck in this ball right now, but I'm even gonna be able to reuse the exact rubber bands. Why is that so impressive to me? I think everything is just very neat. It's like pretty compact, definitely not messy at all. The only mess I made, like I spilled a couple drops here of dye on this TV tray, and I got some dye on my hands, but that's mostly just because I pretty much chose to not wear gloves for most of the time. So like I chose to make what little mess that I did make, but I would definitely use this thing again. I would definitely recommend it, especially right now when a lot of people are stuck at home and they're looking for really fun craft kits to try. This one gets the bunny blessing. Is that my new standard of rating system? So yeah, if you're in the mood to tie-dye, why don't you give this a try? And as usual, I am looking forward to hearing you guys' thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. If you're not already and like to be, hit that button down below, subscribe, become a member of the Swamp Family, and give an alligator its wings. I love you guys so, so much, and I will see y'all again very, very soon. Bye!